Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Regular session of Nogales Housing Authority Board of Commissioners meeting, 3 p.m., Tuesday, August the 9th, 2022, City Hall Complex. I call this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Madam Clerk, will you please?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call to the public. Do we have anybody in call to the public? We don't. All right. Director's report number 4. Director.
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, I took delivery of putting my report in memo format. Apparently, after our last HUD visit a couple of weeks ago, this was a recommendation. I feel it'll be a little bit more transparent to provide the information ahead of time. If the chairman wishes, we can go through.
And number 5, discussion items.
I do have a lot of Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, I do have a lot of dialogue coming into our office about the use of the gym. The gym has been placed basically offline a little bit before COVID, during COVID, and here we are trying to do soft openings and things. Currently, right now, I have bookend Zumba classes. What I mean by that is Monday through Thursday, I have a Zumba class that's open to our residents, tenants, anybody who wants to participate at no charge. And I say no charge to our residents because their cost or their fees, their membership, what have you, is the use of the facilities. And I think that's a very good, fair trade with the Zumba instructors. They, on their hand, have people from the outside who come and participate in the class as well. My understanding is there is no charge for that either. They do have a little bin for donations just to buy water, stuff like that, to keep the program going. So the same thing will be happening in the afternoon and in the mornings. We have those 2 bookend classes. One starts at 8:30, ends at 10 a.m. Then at 6 o'clock to about 8 p.m., we have the additional class. I spoke to the Mexican consulate's office. We had a meet and greet scheduled last week. Unfortunately, it wasn't successful. We had pretty much nobody showed up. However, it wasn't a fail at all. In just our talk with the 3-4 amongst us, we discovered that one of the employees for the Mexican consulate's office is a yoga instructor. So now I have yoga as well to give out to the residents of our program, and number 2, people from the community. So I'll be pushing that out soon. On that, from 3 to 5 o'clock, it'll be open for gym use, your typical gym use. We have a presentation later on today at the regular council meeting from the Monsoons. We've spoken to them along with Parks and Rec Director, Ms. Travers, and we have an idea. We'll pitch it to Mayor and Council then on that, so more to follow on that. Our lab will be open, our computer lab will be open, hoping the library will jump on board and be able to help us with that. If not, we'll figure it out. And that's pretty much it. So the only reason I bring this up to Mayor and Council is because there's been a lot of rhetoric from the community saying, hey, what about the gym? You guys don't open it. Those are the reasons. I'm still working on the fire alarm to get that. We have funding coming in. It won't be enough, but I think soft openings like what we're doing is probably preferable, aside from some updates and some upkeep and housekeeping issues that we still need to do to the gym. But we're open. We're getting it open back for our tenants. The last part is our gym, the actual gym, weights, exercise machines and stuff. Those are just going to get tweaked a little, and that will be open for everybody all the way up to 8 p.m. So we hope to do that, get it back open.
The upgrades financially, how are you doing that? I know you have really quite a few updates.
Yes, we do. We do. We have a lot of updates, and everybody's welcome to go check out the gym. We do have some funding scheduled for next year, if not the year after, on our 5-year plan to bring in the new doors. We are going to start bidding to paint all the sites, so that'll be included in there. Our cooling system needs some love, and we're working on that casually as we go. Those are industrial grade evap coolers. They're huge. I think you've seen them. So we're working on those. And the biggest thing I have is the fire alarm. I got to get that working. But nonetheless, with a good fire watch staff there, we can open. We can be sufficient with that. But anyways, that's what I have on that. There is some funding scheduled for it. It's all part of our 5-year plan, and I will be bringing our 5-year plan hopefully in September to look at it and modify it. There's things that were identified in the past that have moved into a lower tier, and I hope we can bring some of those new findings, the upgrades and stuff like that, to the forefront. So we'll be swapping some money, and I would need the commissioner's approval to be able to do that.
Go ahead.
I have a question, Robert. We had a meeting last week in the Consulado, and we were about 20 people involved. And there's a lot of things that they want to do. And one of the things that they wanted is use the gym. So I'm going to invite you to our next meeting so that you can let us know how can we use it and when and whatever. But there are at least 7 different programs.
Right. So I'm sure you received the invitation for tomorrow's graduation at the Consulado. I don't know if you'll be able or not. So I'll be in attendance there as well, and I'll probably get firsthand knowledge as to what programs their group is graduating from. Is that the same one? Or?
No, it's
Okay.
a different one.
I'm going to be booked then.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
fine.
completely different one.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
but I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah, we already have the date and everything. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else have anything? Jim? No? All right, thank you very much. Move to 6 on the resolutions. Consideration possible action on housing, resolution 2022-08-12. A resolution of the Board of Commissioners of the Housing Authority of the Nogales City of Nogales approving the disposal of obsolete dwelling appliances, including stoves, refrigerators, water heaters, and any other bulk equipment.
I have a question.
Do we have a motion first?
Yeah,
All right.
second.
Okay, discussion.
Yeah. What are you going to do with all that equipment, Robert?
So, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, a lot of this equipment, they're at their last leg. Some of it is still salvageable. If we recall, last month, I was able to get one transferred over to Parks and Rec for their use, city use, to help with the kids, our kids, tenant kids, residential kids that go out there. So a lot of this equipment is done. I mean, it's at its last leg. Anything that we can salvage, we will bring it up for proper disposal. And by disposal, I mean we could donate it, loan it out, what have you. And then when that's out of its life, then we'll go ahead and take ownership of it again and dispose of it. Currently, right now, we have a recycling bin from one of the local recyclers, actually out of Tucson, that works with us in the city. And they provide a bin once it's to capacity with all the metals and stuff, then it's gone. They get rid of it. I don't have to worry about EPA issues, the Freon stuff, or anything like that. They worry about it. There is a small fee behind it, but it seems to be effective. So whatever we can salvage and be able to, I guess, dispose of or donate to civic groups, you know, I would need the blessing of the commissioners to do so, but that is a goal. That is a goal.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Well, actually, this resolution does say approve the disposal of obsolete. So if we vote on this, you can dispose of them.
Yes.
Okay.
And
It's not coming back to us.
it's not coming. So what I do, Mr. Chairman, is at the end of the year, close to the, well, actually at the end of the year of our fiscal year, which would be end of March, probably beginning of April for the April meeting, I come back with a list saying in fiscal year 22, we disposed of
Okay.
11 refrigerators, what have you, serial numbers and everything. And then if I do decide to move forward with a donation, I'll bring a separate resolution for that particular item.
Do you gain any money for recycling?
No,
No.
no.
We don't get anything else, John, anymore? Recycling company no more?
We get a little bit.
Because this won't be aluminum, it'll just be metal.
Yeah, heavy metals.
Mr. Mayor, we get a little bit of rebate that comes to us on the recycling. But more importantly, we don't pay the tipping fees on the recycling. So
Yeah.
we save 2 ways.
And like you said, Director, also getting rid of draining all that freon and everything out of the refrigerators and all the appliances, that's a hassle. The companies do that themselves.
The company does that for us. It is an actual headache for anybody trying to recycle. So if they're up to doing it, by all means, I'll allow them to do so.
Okay. All right. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Future agenda items? Is there anything?
I have none other than in my report, there is some future projects that I have, painting and some other stuff. Aside from that, anything the commissioners would like me to bring back. There will be a more in-depth report next month, go around with a little bit more financials. We're in audit time right now, so we should have all those numbers readily accessible for next month.
All right. Motion to adjourn.
So move. Second.
He's adjourned. You got 20 minutes before the next meeting starts.